All right. Hello, hello, hello. My name is Ashley Kirkwood with Speak Your Way to Cash. I run a company called Speak Your Way to Cash with my husband and incredible team. And we help speakers, experts, entrepreneurs, and authors sell more services using speaking and marketing skills. So, one of the things that we covered today, this is literally like day one recap of the sales challenge. We are knee deep at Speak Your Way to Cash in the middle of launch week. We typically do a launch once a month, sometimes a little bit less, but once a month. And so today we're in day one of the Black Women Sales Challenge. And it was an incredible challenge, y'all. An incredible day one. If you want the replay, if you want to see what we talked about and you want all the nitty gritty details, I'm going to do a brief recap here. But if you want the replay, go register and get a VIP or platinum ticket. We'll upload the replay within a couple hours to those who are VIP and platinum so they can watch it. If it's in the Facebook group, it's going to come down right when we upload that replay. So, y'all, this is the after party. Welcome to the Black Women Sales Challenge after party, where I'm going to give you a little bit of an overview about what we did. Okay, so the first thing, and if you're on Facebook, you're literally seeing this slide. If you're on Instagram, you can't see my slides, but I'm showing them what went down in the challenge with the visual. And one of the things that we covered today was passive versus active selling, and a way to determine whether you are passively selling or actively selling. You know what I mean? So are you like passively selling or actively selling? We broke down the difference between both. And literally, I'm going to read y'all some of the comments that came up. Maya, you are so funny. I'm going to read y'all some of the comments that came up as I broke down my passive versus active selling framework. First comment from Pat. I wish I'd known this 5 years ago. I'm literally reading you the exact comment that came up. Second comment. I feel like the lady at the well. She knows my whole life, she being me. Y'all, if you're missing this challenge, I don't know what to tell you. I can't relate. I don't know what's going on. You need to register for the challenge, get a platinum ticket so you can be in the room tomorrow. VIP and platinum, we start off with a fire Q&A at 11:30 a.m. in the morning. Edges are snatched. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even slick down my edges on challenge day. I just let them be what they are. So that's that. And then Bianca put a comment of loving this. Y'all, the framework that we went through during this portion, I was at the whiteboard. It was a total vibe. So watch the replay tonight and then make sure you're in the building tomorrow live for that. Okay, just do it live for that. Maya says she has a testimonial. I made an extra $5,000 just by Ashley breathing on me because she's so smart. Okay, so look, y'all. Look. That's that. But then another gem. Let me tell y'all what else we covered. Another framework we uncovered. And this is to be clear. If you attended my last challenges, the frameworks we covered today, we did not cover on the last challenges. We just didn't, right? We just did not. Okay. So boom, let me tell you. We did, and we had people live in the Zoom room. And then we also had people live on Facebook. We had over 200 people live today. Over 600 people registered. So we're going to get the rest of them in that joint tomorrow. And then we had over 1,000 people apply to attend this challenge. If you are not in those numbers, you need to get in those numbers. Go to pitchyourwaytocash.com. It's pitchyourwaytocash.com. So the other thing we covered spoken versus unspoken objections and how to overcome them. This alone was worth the cost of the platinum ticket. It's worth so much more than that. It was people in the chat like, yo, I wish I would have known this 5 years ago. I wish I would have known this a decade ago. I wish I would have understood the difference between passive and active selling. I wish I would have understood the difference between overcoming spoken objections, which is like, I mean, I shouldn't even tell y'all because y'all wasn't in the game, but I'll give you a little bit. Spoken objections is going to be like, oh, I don't have time. But the unspoken objection is like, it's not a priority. So if you're addressing the time objection, trying to move your time around, do all this stuff, guess what? You're not going to make the sale. Why? Because that's not the real objection. So we literally did a demonstration on how to uncover the actual objection and address the actual objection. I didn't even introduce myself, y'all. My name is Ashley Kirkwood. I run Speak Your Way to Cash. I have sold We have over 2,000 paying customers. We have sold millions of dollars in products and services in short time, and we became a 7-figure business in less than 5 years. The average business takes more than 7 years to become a 7-figure business. We did it in less than 5. We have sold everything from ebooks to 5-figure recurring revenue legal packages to 6-figure corporate contracts and consulting contracts to made millions of dollars in coaching. So that's a little bit about who I am and why I'm talking about sales. Before all of this, before corporate, before coaching, before being an entrepreneur, I worked as an inside sales rep and did over 20,000 sales calls, hitting the phone cold, getting people to talk to me, and was one of the top sales representatives in that function. And that was even before becoming a federal trial lawyer and selling juries all over the country on my clients' side of the case. That is sales too. And so really what we teach here and what makes it so unique, so different is, one, we teach off of our proprietary frameworks, but two, I teach you all how to sell like a lawyer. When people are paying lawyers billions of dollars to win trials, what they are paying them to do is to convince people who do not care about their side of the case to vote for their side of the case and be very invested in the process. And so what we talked about today were the frameworks that you have to understand before we even get into the nitty-gritty of sales, okay? And so that is what we talked about today. The spoken versus unspoken objection joint, fire. I'd actually never taught that before in a challenge. So Crystal Jackson was like, "Oh my God, this is so good." And then we got two Crystals. So Crystal Jackson was like, "This is so good. This is a gem. This is a gem." Okay. And so then we talked about the biggest threat to really overcoming objections. Do you know the biggest threat to overcoming objections is your ego? Because how many of you have ever said, they either gonna buy or they gonna buy? I ain't about to chase nobody. I'm not about to chase nobody. I was in their business today, y'all. I'm like, if you've ever said that, that's ego. That is not vision. You have to do what your vision requires, you guys. I said, like, I never feel bad about selling. I could meet you at the coffee shop, and if you're talking about, I'm not making enough sales in my business, I wish I had more corporate clients. I wish I could close more corporate deals. I don't know why my webinars aren't converting. I don't know why I can't sell from the stage. I do live events, but I don't convert anybody. My pitch is just lackluster. I have no problem selling you on a VIP day so I can get your pitch together. I have no problem selling you on letting me do the repitch for you, and you just pay me a flat fee and I close the room for you. I have no problem. I feel great about it. I feel encouraged. I feel at peace. I feel like I'm doing the Lord's work. Okay. I have no problem selling you. And the reason why, this is another thing that we cover today. The difference between, most people sell like, "Oh, you could buy, you could not buy. I don't care. Oh, I don't want to inconvenience you. I don't want to put you out. I don't want to make you feel bad." And it's because, especially as women, we are taught to make people comfortable. So anything that would make someone else uncomfortable feels uncomfortable for us. And so what we do is we don't go all in on the offer. We will sell like, "Oh, well, you could buy it, but if you don't buy it, I still feel good about it. You could do this. You could," like, literally shooting yourself in the foot before you make your offer. Don't do that. Sell powerfully, because what you're doing is you're not selling them. You're not inconveniencing them. You're not hurting them. You are inviting them to do business with you. So we went through our framework for invite-based sales, the invite method. It's literally what we call it. Boom, registered trademark on that. It is our method of selling. It is our methodology of selling. And so we talked about how if all you're addressing is the spoken objection, one, you're not going to get the sale. If you're not addressing the unspoken objection, which is far more lethal to you closing deals, you are missing out. And the biggest threat to you selling more services is your ego. It's you thinking that you shouldn't have to do all that because you're you. I get it. You're fabulous. You're amazing. You're incredible. You're gifted. You have decades of experience, and they should choose you because you are smart and you are qualified. But baby girl, that is not how people buy. And unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, my sales went up when I started selling people based on how they buy, not how I buy. Like, I may like hearing your degree. I may like getting a resume. I like looking at the data. But is that how the masses buys? You need to sell your customers how they buy. And it's important that you do that, because if you don't, you're going to miss out on transforming their life. And if you're anything like me, that's the end game. The means may be the mastermind. The means may be our live event. The means may be our course. But the end is transforming their life forever. Like, I'm not in it for the temporary transformation. I'm not in it for the quick fix. I am here to transform lives with the gifts that God has given me. So if you're like that, then you have to get good at selling. It's urgent for you to get good at selling and positioning and marketing, because if you don't, the people who could benefit the most from your voice will never hear it. Mm. And wouldn't that be a tragedy? So we talked about spoken versus unspoken objections. It's a bar. Understanding that framework is a bar. And we had a few people that were in the chat. Okay. Shaniqua Cannon was like, thank you so much for saying it that way. May was like, this is absolutely true. Um, why I don't so my team put these slides together, y'all. Let me show y'all the comment that my team wants to highlight for y'all. I did not put these slides together, disclaimer. Why, Marvin, you are so funny for this. This is what this is what it says. I love how Ash be matching her glasses to each outfit. We be having a time, okay? We have we have a blast in our challenges, and we gonna serve a look at the same time. Okay. So someone was like, "Oh my goodness, I understand how." And then there were other people in the chat talking about how they too have given a spoken objection when the real objection was that it wasn't a priority. And what we all came to the conclusion of on day one is that generating more sales in our business is an urgent priority that must be addressed. And I talked about this a little bit earlier when I was live with my Instagram fam with the cash leaks on Instagram. And, oh, you know what else we talked about today? Oh, day one was so good, y'all. We talked about why we have a name for our community. So our community's name is Cash Leads. Like, we call our community Cash Leads. Registered trademark on that too. TM. Okay. We call our community Cash Leads. And we talked about the psychology behind giving your community a name and an identity. And we broke down what our community name means and why it's so critically important to our community. But it's going to be fire for those of you who don't have a name for your community, who don't understand the psychology behind it, who aren't addressing the unspoken objections. Y'all need to watch this replay. So go get your platinum ticket and watch this replay. It is good with the T, okay? GOODT. That's the word. That's the word, okay? Then we talked about how people are not rejecting they're not rejecting you, they're rejecting your offer. And we talked about how once you get better at selling your offer, your rejections go down, but the amount of things you get to reject goes up. So how many of you want to be more selective with your clients? We talked about how to do that. And then we had some comments in the chat. Ariana was like, yes, that part, the team. And then we had, oh my goodness. And then we had a comment, big facts, big facts, big facts. It takes away the personalization and emotion. Awesome. Okay. So y'all, we went into it. We got into all of the facts during this challenge. If you missed day one of the Black Women Sales Challenge, do not miss day two. Go get a platinum ticket. We're going to upload the replay into your portal so that you have time to actually watch that replay. And then look, you can go to the red link in my bio if you're on Instagram, or you can go to the link that I posted on Facebook or YouTube to actually go and get your ticket. This is the actual challenge. This is the actual challenge page. Even if you join tonight, you can literally get your ticket. Go ahead and get a platinum ticket to the challenge so that you are able to get the replays and all of that. Here it is. Here's our little chart showing the difference. So with the platinum ticket, you get the replays. You get to come to a private Q&A. You get 10 scripts that you can use on LinkedIn and via email to start pitching your own clients. You get a list of corporate clients that we have sold to in the past. You also get access to the recordings during the challenge. Okay. So really excited about that. Really, really, really excited about that. So you guys, make sure you go and get your ticket to the Black Women Sales Challenge. This was just the after party. This was like the highest level overview I could give in 14 minutes, but we were on live for more than an hour. Going deep into these concepts and giving valuable information that you can watch that recording and literally leave and start implementing. You will leave that recording talking differently to your clients, handling objections differently, and you'll shift your mindset from where it's at to where it needs to be. Ooh, another thing we went through. For VIPs and platinums, we went through This is good, y'all. We went through what I did at each revenue level up to $1 million plus to grow my sales, like what I was doing daily at each phase. Fire. We had never broken that down before in a challenge. All new content, really deep content, very thorough content. Make sure you get your ticket to the Black Women Sales Challenge. You can click the red button on my Instagram, or on Facebook, just click the link in the bio here. All right, I'll see y'all in the challenge. If you're getting your ticket, drop, I'll be there in the chat. I want to make sure I see you. If you were there today, drop your takeaways. Really excited about that, guys. And I'll see